How's everyone's day been so far?
Damn it. I'll have to find a way of getting rid of those two myself.
Hey, we go.
I told you not to let her come down. I know. Do it again, I'll report you.
The machine is working again, but the control wheels haven't been put back on.
I was just going to the storage room. I can bring them to you.
No, Dr. Fuller doesn't want us touching the pressure valves.
As you want. I'm gonna see if there's sleeping pills left. They've run out again upstairs.
Put a few aside for me, will you? And above all, leave the wheels where they are.
Doesn't want a. It doesn't want us touching the pressure valves. Okay. Is that
He'll
just
find me! He can see me!
Let's calm down, please.
No, no!
Pain
Does
is
it-
just information, dear
Does
Francis.
hiding make you go a bit mad?
Invaluable information for my research.
Kill me! Kill me!
What?
If you don't kill me, he will.
My poor friend, I fear your mind is lost forever.
Last week's incident caused significant damage to the infrastructure, putting a stop to current experiments. This is unacceptable. From now on, the wheels to operate the gas stopcocks must be kept in the storage room after each use. Okay.
The green gas leaves from here and it runs through the whole building.
I've repaired your machine as best I can, however the piping is being damaged and I fear that gas is escaping. I can not do any more in such a short time. All I can do is warn you that if the equipment is put under too much pressure, there is risk of explosion. Well, that's fun.
The control wheel is missing.
Yep, I need to find the cogs.
This valve controls the pressure. It's
Huh?
impossible to break this chain with my bare hands. A duct.
Duct? Ah, yes, a duct, indeed. Well, let's see if I'm actually going to be able to pick a lock for the first time. Oh, I did.
Perfect. Have I activated anything? It's an ammeter. I didn't expect to see one on this little rock.
Cupboard to hide in again. Yeah, being in small spaces makes us go a little bit claustrophobic by the look of it. Not sure how I feel about this. Lovely. So again, we need to go to the storage room or something.
Perfect.
I'm rushing it with the. Oh, we've got hidden items, spot hiddens activated. Oh shit. Oh. Well, that's not what I wanted to happen. Have I got away? Where do I get this other wheel from? Well, I've managed to evade those guards for now.
Exactly what I need. Good God. What could this machine be used for?
According to his record, the patient seems to be suffering from psychosis. He gouged out his own eyes in an attack of delirium. Well, that's delightful, isn't it?
This machine seems to consume a great deal of electricity.
Yes, I need to turn on a lot of...
Is there a connection between this corpse and the machine?
Maybe there is. Hello, friend.
The corpse is complete. Whose are these limbs?
Random limbs.
Worse and worse.
They don't look like much fun.
Vats of rotten flesh? An elaborate electrical system? Like a dumb pulp novel. The liquid connects it to the electric current. What are its properties? It's done. Now for the others.
So I'm guessing another one of those will have gone up to... Yeah. Okay.
If I walk, I do not stop. If I do not stop, he does not catch me. If he does not catch me, I do not stop.
Out! What is welling up inside me? I feel it in my head and in my body. He roars and swells.
4, 5, 6, 4, 5. Just a few days to go. Yeah, that's it. 4 days at most.
It's
No more.
Yes.
I think I got the right date. My calculations are always right.
Warms me. We'll not eat it anymore. Never again. We must not eat it. They must know that it is not good.
Theoretically, I've only got one lever to push.
Doing some good exploring here. This is some top-notch investigating.
Zoology, esotericism, mineralogy, and a full shelf on cephalopods.
Yes. Cephalopods, squid-like creatures.
Sarah Hawkins. She was a patient here.
Hmm. Okay, just a hiding spot.
Dementia? Self-inflicted wounds?
Irene Sanders, wife of Francis Sanders, and her husband interred after shoot. Oh, grave signs of madness. Oh! Oh! That made me jump. God's coming.
I saw something over there.
Oh.
Come on, show yourself.
You. Yeah, you there. Come here.
No. Not now.
Shit. Gonna go completely insane again. Oh.
It's locked.
Yeah, I need to get into this office. Well, that's not good. Oh fuck, he's right behind me. I'm gonna die.
Just you wait.
No, did I get away? Oh. This is harder than I thought it would be, this sneaky bit. Surprise.
You. Yeah, you there. Come here.
What do you want?
Sleep. That's all.
Sleep? You don't want to leave?
No! Have you seen the storm that's brewing? I'm fine here. Except for one problem.
You want sleeping pills, right?
Yeah, and in exchange I can make noise. Lots of noise.
You'll draw the guards to your cell to allow me to escape.
So, you in? Find something to make me sleep, and I'll take care of the guards for you.
If I find something, who knows what I'll do.
Don't play the wise guy because you're on the outside and I'm not.
How am I gonna get in? Oh, hello, there was something. Something in here. Oh, a nice book of medicine.
I could use this control wheel to turn the valve I saw.
Excellent. What was this?
Now for the next step. This lever must turn on the gas machine. There's nothing happening.
Wonder if I should have done something with this one first. That's annoying if I should. Will I be able to take the wheel off again afterwards?
There's nothing happening.
Into maintenance room and the guards room. Shit.
I'll go take a look.
Okay, so I think he's happy that I'm not in here. Nothing in here looks very appetizing. I'm just going to put that out there. Oh, fuck. Didn't expect him to come back in that door. Hiding really isn't good for the old sanity, I don't think. So I think I have the key to this door now. Yeah. Oh, okay, that's just another way through here. So I passed the lock picking, so I managed to get in through the other door. Maybe I need to light it up, which is why I can't find things. There it is. There's the other wheel. Okay, now when I pull that lever, something should go down. Or blow up.
I've got to hide before the guards see me.
Who did this? Is somebody here?
Hell's teeth. Fuller's gonna think we did this. We gotta tell him, though.
Is there anywhere for me to hide?
This way.
Well, shit. Oh, that's annoying. Oh. Okay.
I've got to hide before the guards see me.
Who did this? Is somebody here?
I think I've got away. Got the guards away from there.
Doctor, is that you?
Don't you worry about the doctor. Right now, he'll have plenty to keep him busy with his precious machine. It gives us time to get away. I'll undo you.
Get away? Get away where? I can't go anywhere. It'll find me like it found me here. You're mistaken about the beast. Don't stay with me, or you'll end up the same way.
You're Sanders, aren't you? I heard you from my cell. What did they do to you? What does Fuller want with you?
The doctor? You think it's the doctor who scares me? The doctor wants to heal me. But he's the one who's crazy. He wants to restore my sight. He wants to give me back my eyes. And yet I told him that I didn't want him. I do not want to see it anymore. The real culprit is Sarah. Her and her accursed paintings.
You're kidding me. You're talking about Sarah Hawkins.
The one and only. The legendary. There is no artist more enlightened or cursed than Sarah Hawkins.
I saw the traces of a revocation ritual in Sarah Hawkins' office. Is it connected to this curse?
She tried to correct her mistake, yes. She tried everything. She told me. But she failed. And that's what counts.
What's going on this island?
I'm so sorry. We should never have met.
What are you talking about?
Destiny! It has trapped you. No, don't let it see you, or you won't be able to escape it. Don't look at it. That's how it finds you.
What finds me?
Sarah Hawkins' visitor. The Shambler.
Sanders, pull yourself together.
Without her, it's no longer possible to save me. No!
Sanders!
Holy moly.
What the hell?
Oh.
I gotta... Okay. This
Well,
is insane.
That didn't look like a good
What
time.
killed him?
To do the rummaging. Ligatory rummaging. Hello. Let's just close that door. That didn't happen.
Damn! The gas!
Oh no.
Oh. My head.
Later. We need to move on.
Pierce woke up in an asylum installed in the cellars of Riverside Institute. He met Dr. Colden, a female friend of Bradley, who helped him escape. Wandering through the corridors of this place where Dr. Fuller reigns supreme, Pierce was able to talk to a man called Francis Sanders. Before dying in full view of the detective, he accused Sarah Hawkins of being the cause of his torments. Pierce finally left the accursed building, accompanied by Bradley and Colden. The companions in misfortune decide to use the Hawkins mansion as a hideout. Okay. Oh. Cephalopotic eyes there.
Who goes there? That nightmare again. I need a drink.
So there were a few different ways in that zone of causing a diversion. There was
No.
the
I want to know what Bradley and Dr. Colden have to say about all this.
could have done the electric shock thing. Maybe I should have done that before leaving. I could have seen what the link was to the electricity. Maybe.
You're awake, Mr. Pierce.
Oh,
How do you feel?
I feel like I've missed out on stuff there.
Did I sleep long?
The day is only starting. It's fine.
How's our fugitive? Dr. Fuller hasn't reported your disappearance to the force, but that'll come soon.
Bradley?
Who else would it be?
Mr. Pierce, are you all right? You look like you saw a ghost.
There are things I can't explain.
Tell us. What happened?
I met a Francis Sanders. Do you know him?
Of course, he's a patient. Or was. I haven't seen him since Dr. Fuller had him transferred to the basement.
He knew Sarah Hawkins, and that's what killed him.
What? How did he die?
I'm not sure I can explain it.
Tell me how Mr. Sanders died.
I didn't see what, but something was there, with us.
Of what do you speak?
Sanders said it was Sarah Hawkins' visitor. He spoke of it like a living being.
Sarah Hawkins? Have I missed something here? This makes no sense. I don't see how it can help crack the Hawkins case.
You really think she's involved? How could she have murdered Mr. Sanders?
Francis Sanders mentioned Mrs. Hawkins just before dying. It's no coincidence.
You know, Francis Sanders was a well-known art collector. I guess you can still pay a visit to his wife, Irene Sanders.
An art collector, you say? That's probably how they met.
If you plan on having dinner at the Sanders household, please spare the widow the tale of her late husband's suffering.
I don't agree. She deserves the truth.
But that truth may be biased. We don't know the bottom of it.
You're right. Without a plausible explanation for what I saw, let's not jump to conclusions.
That seems wise indeed.
Very well. I'll go to see Francis's widow. Perhaps I'll find a link between her husband's death and Sarah Hawkins.
Don't end up in the hospital this time.
I'll do my best.
The other night's events are still confused in my head.
Okay. Pierce, Colden, and Brandy decided to team up to solve the Sarah Hawkins case. They have a new trail to follow. Francis Sanders, an art collector and friend of the painter who died right in front of Pierce. The detective goes to his house in order to speak to his widow about the shambler that the unfortunate man mentioned before he died.
What can I do for you, sir?
Mrs. Sanders, I'm a private detective. We must talk about your husband and his ties to Sarah Hawkins. Can I come in?
You may. However, before we go any further, please know that my husband died yesterday.
That is precisely what brings me here.
Oh,
Well,
Cat's here.
look who's here. You know each other.
We met briefly. Time enough to iron out a few matters. The brave detective has a talent for sticking his nose into my business.
I bump into her every time I'm investigating someone's death.
It's a small island, Detective. My island. It's better that it's you bumping into me.
You're investigating Francis' death. Why? Who hired you?
I spoke to Francis before he died. His story suggests a link to a case I'm working on.
Well, since this business has got nothing to do with me, I'll be in your husband's office, Irene. We'll carry on later.
Very well, Miss Baker. This way, Mr. Pierce. And do make yourself comfortable. It would seem that you have much to tell me.
Indeed. Let's see.
May I
what
inquire
our
as
options
to
are.
when you had the opportunity to talk to my husband?
Yesterday, I met him at the hospital. He spoke to me about Sarah Hawkins.
Oh, of course he spoke to you about her. That's all he talked about. Sarah Hawkins and her paintings. Please forgive my tone. The fact is that I have not been allowed to see him since he was interned. You, on the other hand, a perfect stranger, were able to see him and even talk with him the day he died. How was he? Were you present when he had this attack? What happened?
Shall we try our
What
psych
happened to your
chances?
husband is terrible, Mrs. Sanders. But from what I saw, it was inevitable. The man I met yesterday had lost his reason. He suffers no longer, if you would allow me such a platitude.
Of course. Thank you for your kind words. Nobody in that hospital would have deigned to speak them to me. However, it will require more than that to soothe my mind. I need to understand. How could this happen? In a reputed institute? And right before your eyes? Did you not do anything to help him?
I couldn't really.
Mrs. Sanders, I understand your grief, and I extend my deepest condolences to you. But I had nothing to do with the death of your husband. I've just arrived on Darkwater. I'm investigating the death of the Hawkins family.
The death of the Hawkins family? You mean it was not an accident? This accursed island knows only tragedy after tragedy. You too would be advised to flee it like the plague. Oh, I'm tired, Mr. Pierce. I would be grateful if you could tell me what you expect of me, and then leave.
Did your husband talk to you about Sarah Hawkins' visitor? A shambler, to use his precise terms.
Well, you can imagine that's all he talked about. It's exhibited at the center of the gallery. No better place for the painting that endowed him with the privilege of such a shameful and miserable end to his life.
Hold on. The Shambler is a painting by Sarah Hawkins.
Who else to paint such horrors? Take a look for yourself, if you feel so inclined.
It is my only lead at this stage. I suppose I have nothing to lose.
Then you have paid no heed. For my part, I refuse to set foot in that gallery again. But if you're so eager to see it, I would urge you to make the most of your visit, because I count on ridding myself of that thing as soon as I can.
Thank you, Mrs. Sanders. I won't be long.
Okay. Let's do some investigating. Giving a little tune there, thought it might make you feel better.
Did she really care for him
Better.
after all?
Sorry to inform you that I cannot agree to return his body to you.
The day the Shambler came into the Sanders' lives.
Oh, I've got a reconstruction to do. Okay. Let me just... Oh. Got some more medicine skill. Come on then, let's do this reconstruction.
Frances Sanders and Sarah Hawkins were close. Friends, even? A house of artists. A house of artists. Sanders' accession register. He wrote beside the Shambler. Finally. What did Sarah Hawkins fear so much that she didn't want to sell the painting? He finally won. Was Sanders aware of his imminent doom?
I suspect not.
He didn't want Sanders to have the painting. She must have felt devastated. despises Sarah Hawkins, but it's the painting she truly hates. Why?
Ah! Oh. Oh no.
The Shambler. I need to see it.
Does it serve as a portal or something for the Shambler to emerge? Okay, still locked.
Let's see what this cylinder has to say once it's inserted in a phonograph.
Did I see a phonograph through here, or am I imagining that? I might be imagining that. Oh no, it's right here. I did see one.
Irene, I made a mistake. I fear that it might be too late for me. Nobody should enter, except to burn everything. I never had the courage. Pay somebody to do it. He's inside my head. I see him behind my eyelids each time I shut my eyes. I can't take any more. I can't hold him back. Forgive me.
That accursed gallery. Those accursed paintings. That accursed Sarah.
Irene, I made a mistake. I fear that it might be too late for me. Nobody should enter, except to burn everything. I never had the courage. Pay somebody to do it.
It was the tune that was being played.
Behind my eyelids. Each time I shut my eyes.
Dun, 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 dun.
I can't take any
I
more.
wonder if there's something to that.
Can't hold him
Let's try
back.
that again.
Forgive me.
Something like that. I wonder. Let's continue the journey. Yes, Kat said she'd be waiting in here. Look. It is the work of a student in book form. Although the observations are relevant, they lack the expertise of an experienced physician. However, the questions asked allow us to imagine new ways of exploring human anatomy. I'm guessing all the medical
I could
skills.
use one of those.
Were they prescribed to Francis Sanders or to Irene?
A strange Amerindian pendant. Strange. For months, Sarah Hawkins refused to part with her painting, to finally give it away for nothing.
Dear Francis, I beg you to give up all hope of ever owning this accursed painting. If our friendship has any meaning for you, please spare me the weight of guilt. I cannot be the architect of your fall. I beg you, my dear friend, forget the Shambler. The Whale and the Cod. Brief history of Darkwater. Let's read some occult. Oh, it's the Malleus Bestiarium. Encyclopedia of Monstrous and Unknown Creatures. Well, that's going to make me slightly mad learning about all that crazy stuff.
Another volume of the Reverend's wife's diary.
This volume spent some time on Reverend Wickcock's community. His wife expresses her worries about strange dreams that the Reverend's congregation are having since their arrival on the island. Some members of the community, her husband included, began to speak of their vision as a messenger sent by God. She's scared that they will suffer the same fate as the lost tribe. Okay, I think I have exhausted all of the options in here. Is that the gallery room?
That's twice you've stepped on my toes, Detective. Try not to make a habit of it.
I've got a lot of bad habits.
Some can be more fatal than others. What have you come looking for in this gallery?
I'm not here to
Let's do
cause
that.
trouble, if that's what's worrying you.
Worry me? Don't overestimate yourself. If the last beating wasn't enough for you, I can always give it another go. But as long as you keep out of my way, you're free to carry on with your visit.
And you? What brings you to the Sanders home?
I'm here on business. Irene asked me to liquidate all these paintings. She doesn't intend to hang around here for long.
Why you?
Believe it or not, there aren't many collectors on Darkwater. It needs someone with a network and a means of transport to the mainland. A choice that comes down to Fitzroy and me. And I'm far more pleasant, wouldn't you say?
You think very highly of yourself, madam?
Not now, sweetheart. I'd like to read this without some snoop looking over my shoulder.
Just gonna check these doors again. Oh, okay. So I do have a key now. But was that just for this door? Is that all this was? It is the gallery. Oh. Oh, we've got hiding places. Interesting. This is quite the collection.
These artifacts date from pre-Columbian times.
That's the shambler over there, the centerpiece.
Why was he so interested in old weapons?
I've refilled my oil. That's fun. More weapons.
The man transformed an entire wing of his manor into an art gallery.
Big house, this. Very big house. I don't want to go and look at it. What's this?
Is this dagger part of Sanders' collection, or was he seeking to acquire it?
Okay. That was a good spot there. Happy with that. Does that mean now I need to go and look and see if it is in here?
These artifacts date from pre-Columbian times.
Is it one of the weapons that was in here? Now I have a picture of, maybe. No. Apparently not. Right, let's go and look at the painting that is going to make us go completely bananas then. did call it though. The painting serves as a portal. Oh my word. Kind of reminds me of the monster out of A Quiet Place. Not with the legs, just the face.
What the hell was that? I can't even touch it.
Okay, yes.
No way out.
Find the knife, I
No
think.
choice. I must get rid of it.
Find where it is.
Down.
Where that knife is, then I can try and get to it stealthily. So I'm going to try and cheese it just by smashing my way through to the knife initially. Well, I assume it's
what the hell was that?
Knife anyway.
Damn. Did it hear that? Maybe I can use this dagger.
So I know where the dagger is now. Hello. Goodbye. Well, that wasn't what I thought was going to happen.
What the hell was that? Damn. Did it hear that? This dagger looks different.
Oh no. I got the black hand pop.
What's the matter with you?
Oh no.
You sure you won't be needing that hand? You're losing it, Detective. At this rate, you're right. The bottle will get you before I do.
You didn't see anything.
I saw you within an inch of putting a dagger through your forearm. Did I miss something more interesting?
Sanders was right. This painting is cursed.
What are you talking about?
I was attacked by a creature. I pushed it back, I think.
I think so too.
I ran, screamed, broke a pane of glass. You were in the next room and you didn't hear a thing.
If I hadn't heard a thing, I'd still be in the other room. The door was blocked. I got in as soon as I could. I like to look after my goods.
You mean me?
Don't flatter yourself, sweetheart. I'm talking about the contents of this gallery. And by the way, where do you think you're going with that dagger?
It saved my life. It's an extraordinary dagger.
You should talk to Algernon Drake. He's an antique dealer here on Darkwater. He'll tell you all about it. From what I saw in the ledgers, it was him who sold it to Sanders.
It's not your style to give me free information like that.
Take it as payment for being my canary. A simple trade-off. Now go see your antique seller. I still got things to settle with Irene.
The Shambler turned out to be much more than an artwork painted by Sarah Hawkins, as a huge creature came out of the painting to attack Pierce. After a hard fight, the detective managed to send it back into the painting. He later discovered that the dagger used to repel the creature had been sold to Sanders by a man named Algernon Drake, owner of the nameless bookstore. Pierce decides to pay the library a visit. I think someone's been here already.
Where's the bookseller? Freud's The Interpretation of Dreams. It's the work that laid the foundations of psychoanalysis at the beginning of this century. Another volume of the Reverend's wife's diary.
Pastor declared himself to be the prophet. He renounced God and worshipped a strange pagan entity with a monstrous appearance. His wife tried to reason with her husband, but in vain. He was convinced that he must listen to this voice in his head because it told the truth. Where's the front door? I just want to work through the shop in a nice, methodical way. In the 19th century, as the American whaling industry reached its peak in the rest of the world, whales gradually disappeared from the water surrounding Darkwater. This phenomenon appears even more mysterious because, up until then, the region was favoured refuge for cetaceans. In 1847, after months of pursuit, Scylla returned to port with a gigantic creature on board. Its crew asserts that the sea monster had eaten all the disappeared whales. After a night of ferocious combat, the survivors managed to drag the beast onto the whaling ship.
What happened here?
Reconstruction scene. I'll come back to that.
What does this strange book contain? This book
read
contains
the book.
unholy knowledge.
Let's gain some more occultism. Oh dear.
The Book of Zion is the foundational work behind Helena Blavatsky's Theosophical movement. Its followers place truth on the same footing as a religion.
More occultism. More medicine. Oh, this library's amazing. More medicine. Come on then. Reconstruction.
Let's start over. Where did they break in from? Blood. Seems like amateur work. Someone tall left this footprint. A man, probably. This burglar seems to be rather clumsy.
Indeed. Then where did they come? They came into the office at the back.
What killed all these animals?
What are they? Rats? Bugs? Grim.
What sort of thief leaves his tools at the crime scene?
Yeah, crowbar left behind. Unusual.
What happened that made the burglar flee before finishing his work? What the... Charles Hawkins? What's happening to Hawkins? What sort of power did Sarah Hawkins' painting possess?
Pretty grim ones by the look of it. Ah! Oh no.
Sarah Hawkins helped hide something in this safe. Drake put in a great deal of effort to hide whatever is in here. Everything is linked to the Sarah Hawkins case.
Huh. Oh, hello.
What a strange amulet. I have a feeling I'd better not touch it. Drake left instructions on how to find the combination of his safe.
Okay, here we go. It's possible to read. If somebody finds these memoirs, there will be no doubt that I'm in serious trouble. My last and only hope is that my body and bones are still in this plane of reality, in order that they be recovered and burned. The funeral urn must be given to my dear mother, if she's still of this world. And the following message is... I'll start that again. The following message is of capital importance. Whoever reads these lines and demonstrates acuity as sharp as mine can hope to gain access to my most precious possession. It lies within my safe, and the clues to the combination are found in 3 cylinders, each hidden where life and study combine in the Greek world. Each cylinder is numbered. even if, as the celebrated author says, order is the pleasure of reason, but disorder is the delight of the imagination. Indeed, despite my preference for organised chaos, I must admit that reason usually prevails in the end. If by chance a person, or should I say a genius, was to match my intellect and find the combination of the safe, I would ask that they deliver its content to the safekeeping of my friend and colleague, Professor Armitage of Miskatonic University. The content of this safe is not only a vast digest of knowledge, but also a weapon that is far too dangerous for it to fall into the wrong hands. I hope that you will be able to appreciate the danger that this represents and that you will act accordingly. In any event, I will neither be there to guide you nor suffer from your actions. Okay. So we're looking for some wax.
Is everyone on this island taking sleeping pills?
It certainly seems so.
What link did he find between Charles Hawkins and an old amulet?
Push back the forces of the great old ones were engraved at its center. Oh my god.
Arkham editions. Never heard of him. How many volumes are there in this collection? Another volume by Arkham Editions. Arkham Editions. How many volumes are there in this collection? Another volume by Arkham Editions. Arkham Editions. Never heard of him. Cylinders that Drake tried to hide. I should perhaps listen to them.
Book on dissection, some more medis.
Things are not looking good.
No, that's very poor. So do I have all three? I do.
And these red drops, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold. To be the guardian of the Grail does not protect me from its attractions, Henry. And I do confess it. I am willing to pay to know its secrets. I finally understood that we were only pieces on the chessboard of the gods. Let those of us who are still standing protect our White Queen from their dark soldiers. I see our number dwindling, and my will strengthens as my apprehension grows. We shall refuse to be the playthings of destiny. Dear friend, I thank you again for the anthology of the works of Arkham editions that you sent me. Volume 9, Azathoth and Other Horrors, seemed particularly relevant to my research. I never tire of browsing through them.
Volume 9, the pieces that are around the chess piece, the queen.
I finally understood that we were only pieces on the chessboard of the gods. Let those of us who are still standing protect our White Queen from their dark soldiers. I see our number dwindling, and my will strengthens as my apprehension grows. We shall refuse to be the playthings of destiny.
So is it the number of blacks that are surrounding the queen? Or is it simply the number of white pieces that are left on the board? Being 4. And it was Arkham book.
What did Drake say about this collection? Drake talked about so these are the volumes that Drake was what did Drake say about this? Drake talked about so these are the volumes that what did Drake say about this collection? Drake talked about a particular volume.
It was volume
so these
9.
Are the volumes that what did Drake say about Drake talked about a particular so these are the volumes that what did Drake say about this collection? Drake talked about a particular... So these are the volumes that Drake was talking... What did Drake say about this collection?
Let's go and listen then to that first cylinder.
And these red drops, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold. To be the guardian of the Grail does not protect me from its attractions, Henry. And I do confess it. I am willing to pay to know its secrets.
Red stones set in gold. Okay. Oh, there we go. Hang on.
The Chalice of Knowledge.
This goblet seems to be very ancient. It seems to be made of gold and decorated with real precious stones. The rubies and sapphires make up a specific motif. So rubies are red, sapphires are blue.
And these red drops, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold. To be the guardian of the Grail does not protect me from its attractions, Henry. And I do confess it. I am willing to pay to know its secrets.
So there were 6, there were 4 blue and 2 reds. Said volume 9, and yet I do not see a volume 9 anywhere.
What did Drake say about this collection? Drake talked about a particular volume. So these are the volumes that Drake... What did Drake say about this? Drake talked about a particular... So these are the volumes that Drake was... What did Drake say about this? Drake talked about a particular volume.
I'm going to have to listen to that one again.
Dear friend, I thank you again for the anthology of the works of Arkham editions that you sent me. Volume 9, Azathoth and Other Horrors, seemed particularly relevant to my research. I never tire of browsing through them.
Volume 9. Does that just...
So these are the volumes that Drake was talking... What did Drake say about this collection? Drake talked about a particular volume. So these are the volumes that Drake... What did Drake say about this collection? Drake talked about a particular volume. So these are the volumes that Drake... What did Drake say about this collection? Drake talked about a... So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about in his message.
thing.
The Chalice of Knowledge.
Make up a motif. Oh, I see. It's rotatable. Oh. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Uh-oh. That's quite spooky. In the Nameless bookstore, Pierce traced the trail of an attempted burglary. He discovered that Charles Hawkins was behind the attempt. Pierce opened the bookseller's safe to find what the latter and Sarah Hawkins had hidden there. A book covered in human skin lied inside. Irresistibly attracted the detective. When he opened it, his mind was projected into another body. Oh dear.
Dr. Colden, this man's condition is deteriorating.
Or in the doctor's
What says
body.
Dr. Fuller? It's his patient, after all.
He's busy with Captain Fitzroy. He specifically asked us not to bother him when that's the case.
Oh, of course. I'll see what I can do. Mr. Blake, can you hear me? I'm Dr. Colden. We'll take care of you.
There's nothing we can do. I tried talking to him. He's catatonic.
Very well. I'll examine him. Severe malnutrition. Swollen abdomen with traces of petechia. Doesn't seem like an edema. Slight protuberances seem to indicate the presence of a foreign body.
That sounds delightful.
His skin shows abnormal loss of color and seems dried out. He's totally dehydrated. His fingertips and toes seem to feature a slight ring under the skin. Tender at the touch. Slightly sticky.
Like a tentacle, maybe?
30-year-old subject. Severe hypothermia. Erythematous papules around the eyes and eardrums. Necrosed palpebral tissue. Lord, this smell.
So, Doctor, an opinion?
I'm not sure I have the necessary knowledge to treat this man.
Don't say that. You're our most worthy doctor after Dr. Fuller.
Some of his symptoms are beyond my comprehension.
What did you find?
Pretty messed up stuff.
Did you examine his abdomen? It would seem there's something inside.
He hasn't eaten in days. Are you certain it's not an edema?
No. Can't you recognize an edema? Pushing with your finger won't leave a trace. And look at these bumps.
It's not like he could be pregnant.
Whatever it is, this man has something inside him that shouldn't be there. We should operate on him at once.
Dr. Fuller said not to worry, that the edema would go away by itself.
You know, I'm not sure Dr. Fuller is telling the truth. In spite of the muscle contractions, his arms seem limp.
Yes. They can't have decalcified, not at this rate.
And yet, if there is a bone in this arm, it's softer than that of a newborn baby. What about his cranium?
It's soft at the touch. It does seem like the skull of a baby.
Look at these sticky rings growing at his fingertips. What can be happening?
I'm sure you'll find an explanation.
Well, he's
You
got
have
weird
to.
octopus cephalopod stuff going on. That's
I
what's
see
happening.
signs of hypodermoclysis, but he's still dehydrated. When was his last IV?
He's constantly under perfusion. I've even gone beyond the recommended dose to no avail. And you won't believe me, but when we bathed him earlier...
He seemed to feel better?
Yes. Like he needs an aquarium, not a perfusion. But that doesn't explain his condition.
I almost don't believe it myself, but these symptoms are not those usually associated with the human species.
What do you mean? Don't tell me you believe in extraterrestrials.
No. This poor man is from our world, all right. But his body is undergoing unnatural mutations, and this transformation is killing him. His body simply can't cope.
Where could he have gotten such an infection?
I pray that it's not here.
Dr. Colden, may I know what you're doing to my patient?
What I'm doing? How about what you've done to him?
Let us calm down, my dear Marie. I don't appreciate your tone, nor your insinuations. I've done to him what I do to all my patients, provide him with the best available care.
Your imagination is without limit. It's your homemade drug again, is it not? Those people are not your guinea pigs.
There, there. What have you seen to put you in such a state?
I've seen suction cups on his fingers, his falling body temperature, his dehydration. Had I only read the report, you know what I would have concluded, Doctor.
Do I? Tell me anyway. I'm curious.
He's no longer human. These are the attributes of an animal.
Fascinating. An animal, you say? Could you be more precise? Cephalopod, perhaps?
This amuses you.
Your reaction does. I know your thirst for knowledge, Doctor. It's your innocent worries for this man that have you overreacting.
For this man, and the others whose medical files you've been hiding.
I have to protect my discovery. These people owe me their life, but the world isn't ready yet. It will be, in time.
I will not let you do this.
You disappoint me, Marie, but I still have hope you'll one day share my point of view. In the meantime, take care of your own patients and try not to forget who you're dealing with.
Was that a threat? What did he mean?
It was a warning. Dr. Fuller is this institution's founder and one of our profession's most influential voices. My word is of no weight against his. If I continue to protest, I will only ruin my reputation and career.
It's scandalous. Can't we do anything? Is there no evidence of his crimes?
Oh, that evidence exists. I'm sure of it. I need to find the missing medical files.
And where would you find those? In his office? What if you get caught?
I'd rather not think about that. I'm counting on your discretion.
Of course, Doctor. You can count on me. I'll keep mum.
Okay. Where is the office?
Doctor, please. My chest. Oh.
His perfusion of a semi-physiological solution doesn't seem to work. He's undergoing a ventricular fibrillation. Nurse? Deborah, come and help me, please. His potassium level is too high. Replace it with 2% glucose solution with insulin, calcium, and sodium bicarbonate.
I'll tend to it right away.
Thank you. He's in your hands.
Doing some good old doctoring while we walk around.
He broke his back in an accident down by the docks.
Ah, the whaling station. What's wrong with me?
What are you talking about?
Doctor, that you?
Yes, it's Dr. Colden. Tell me what happened.
It's the old whaling station. See?
The one that hides the smuggling business.
Oh no, not them. They don't go on that side of the island. Everyone in his place. The captain on one side, Cat on the other, and me. Well, I've been to the whaling station, I have.
What did you see there?
Nothing at all. The floor was all rotten and I fell straight through.
And that's how you broke your back?
Perhaps. No idea. Passed out.
Why did nobody tell me about her admission?
Irene Sanders. File describes the state in which Irene Sanders entered Riverside Institute as well as the treatments administered to her. Fuller added a handwritten note. He recommends to take her down to the psychiatric wing in order to provide her with the quiet and rest that she needs.
Mrs. Sanders?
I don't think she's very well.
What is the boiler room key doing here? The key to the boiler room. Not where I expected to find it.
Well, can I borrow it?
The key to the boiler room. Not where I expected to find it. Intoxication from breathing organic vapors. Another insomniac. I should find the cause for such a widespread trouble.
Yeah, everyone's on the sleeping pills.
Dr. Colden, here you are at last. This patient was again brought up to the psychiatric wing. We've been following the treatment you prescribed, but the dysgeusia persists and he's lost a great deal of weight. We haven't been able to move him. The stress makes him hyperallergic.
Sir, I am going to examine you. Do you understand? Inject him with a dose of pentobarbital, intramuscular, so that I can conduct the clinical examination.
Okay.
He bit his lips so much, they're still bleeding. White froth, evidently because of such drooling. His binds left bloody wounds.
So, Doctor, what should we do with this patient?
Those basement brutes tied him up too tight and now he's hurt.
I keep trying to heal his wounds, but he reopens them.
Do you have a diploma as a nurse?
Excuse me?
So take care of this man.
Yeah, that's how it is.
Gentlemen, may I help you?
We're waiting on news regarding our mother, Maureen Harding. She came in with a kidney problem, but we haven't heard anything since.
I'm sorry. Dr. Fuller is a very busy man.
Well, is there anyone else who can tell us what's going on?
She's our only family, you know? And we can't even see her medical file.
Don't worry. I'm aware our institution is not always welcoming. But your mother is in good hands. I'll tend to her myself. And keep you informed at once. Would that suit you?
Well, that sure sounds great to us, Doctor. Thank you.
But those are just words, so we're not budging.
Very well. At least I'll know where to find you. Patients and hospital personnel eat the same food.
It did not look very appetizing. Oh, is that... Can we hide in there? Not yet. I feel like we might be hiding in there at some point.
Watch out for the water, Doctor.
No, you're pulling my leg. I'm not joking. I saw the schedule. She's alone in the bathroom again. And she still says nothing to that old witch, Donovan?
Oh, listen to the way you talk, you naughty girl. And the answer is no. You can imagine that she doesn't dare say a thing. That silly goose lets herself be trodden on.
Oh, well, at least we won't have to clean for a while.
And just wait and see the next time the water's cut off. It's a real show. Dr. Colden?
The answers must be hidden in Fuller's office.
Everybody says it. She's a witch, an old hag. I didn't make this up. And I'm the one who pays. What a pest. It's so unfair.
It's temperamental, if I understand correctly. Elizabeth? You all right? Why is this room in such a state?
Because, as always, I'm cleaning it by myself. And the water was once again shut off this morning. I had to bother Mrs. Donovan again, giving her a new excuse to belittle me.
Do you really need Mrs. Donovan to open a valve? Why not ask the janitor?
I can't make these decisions without her approval. Imagine if there were a leak. Anyhow, the boiler room is locked half the time. So every time the water gets shut off, I have to go and endure her reproach until she's settled the problem.
I see. Courage, Elizabeth.
Thank you, Doctor.
Okay, well I know where the boiler room key is.
The doses prescribed by Fuller are far too high. We've been waiting to be restocked for weeks. We're running out of this medicine.
I know, Doctor. We sent the purchase order, though, but Mrs. Donovan refused it.
Once again.
Can't you do anything?
Donovan takes her instructions directly from Dr. Fuller. I'm afraid I can do nothing about it for the moment. I don't have any business in the boiler room.
Not yet, anyway.
The operating room is never accessible after an operation. This man, Edward Pierce, his file is incomplete. What did Fuller do to him?
Yeah, we don't know. We would have got knocked out and were put into the psych ward, so who knows what's happened.
There's no way I'm leaving until I find what Fuller is hiding.
Where did my fiancée go? I hope those nutcases will stop burdening her with work.
I don't get why they have us waiting so long. Almost no patients here.
Ethan.
Marie,
What are you doing here?
He's wearing some quite heavy
I'm
eyeshadow.
waiting for my medication, of course.
Eyeliner, I mean.
Why?
You're not here for treatment, right?
Am I so obvious?
Only to me. I know you worry about me.
I trust you. I'm happy to see you.
Me too, Ethan. Is that all?
Well, there might be something else. I'm not sure.
Tell me.
I have nightmares. They keep me awake every night. It seems stupid, I know, but
Are you here for some more
they're terrible.
pills?
Actually, you're not the only one.
No. No one has ever seen the things I see. It's like I'm turning mad.
So many people have this affliction. It's like an epidemic.
Do you think it might be related to Fuller's work?
I don't know yet, but I will figure all this out. Everyone in Darkwater is suffering from nightmares.
Really?
We don't have any medication left.
Oh, there's no excuse then. I should let you work.
Take care, Ethan.
You too, Marie.
Dr. Batty's asthma cigarettes. Effectively treats asthma, hay fever, foul breath, and diseases of the throat, head colds, canker sores, bronchial irritations. Not recommended for children under 6. This is where the boiler room key is, wasn't it?
The key to the boiler room.
Yeah.
Not where I expected to find it.
Come on then, let's see about going to...
Sorry, but nobody can take anything until I finish the inventory.
Okay.
Please. The fewer interruptions there are, the faster I'll be finished.
In there yet. It's the operating room. Here's the doctor's office. Let's have a look in the administration wing. No sign of anything too useful yet. I'm hoping that these books, that all these medical books that I've read, will ping over to
I have little time for you, Doctor.
the character.
You'll find out that it's not only the doctors who have things to do. Wait a minute. Where do you think you're going? Dr. Colden.
Mrs. Donovan.
Nobody goes into Dr. Fuller's office. But rest assured, I'll tell him you came by.
That won't be necessary. Thank you.
I will tell him, nonetheless.
Oh. Yeah,
The door to the
let's go
boiler
and get
room
the
is
boiler
locked.
room key.
Where did I see that key? Ah, yes. The office in Block B. The key to the boiler room. All I have to do is shut off the water and hope Donovan takes the bait.
There we go.
I can't shut this with my bare hands. I need a tool.
Dr. Colden?
Oh, so there's Harding. She's still sleeping. Given her file, a nephrectomy would have been inevitable. But Fuller was able to save her kidney.
A nephrectomy is removal of kidneys. I know that. Or a kidney, at least. Shall I go and talk to the guys at the waiting room?
So, Doctor, have you been able to examine our mother?
I've tended to her, and I have good news. Her blood analysis is reassuring. Her kidneys are as new.
Are you talking about the same person? This is miraculous.
She's still recovering, but you may speak to her upon her awakening.
Oh, thank you so much, Doctor. We'll wait for her to wake up. We've been here since this morning, so it won't make a difference.
Oh, I've got an achievement, Hippocratic Oath. I've done all of the healing. That's good. Proper doctor.
It's a quiet little town. Days go by, steady as ever. I wanted more for myself, but...
Dr. Colden.
Let's see if I can... Ah, inventory's been taken. Got ourselves a tool.
I feel guilty about Elizabeth, but I need the diversion.
Go back to Elizabeth. Which one's fucking Elizabeth? She's the one in the washroom. She is, isn't she?
Dr. Colden, might there be a problem with the water?
I was about to mention it. It seems it's been cut off yet again.
I can't take this, Marie.
You'd better go
I
and
feel
speak
I'm
to
gonna
Donovan.
burst.
It's not your fault if we have defective plumbing.
And yet, I'm the one who gets punished because I'm gonna have to square off with that annoying old witch. Courage, Elizabeth. Here we go. And hold your tongue this time. Mrs. Donovan?
I'm busy. Elizabeth, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am. But it's about the water.
What now?
At last. The missing files must be hidden here. Something is wrong with these masts. It's some sort of puzzle.
Yep, they just need turning to face forwards. Oh no. Okay. It's one of these.
I've unlocked something.
Go.
Patient files. I was right.
Conclusions. Session number 17. Patient? Sarah Hawkins. The patient appears to have finally accepted the illusory nature of what she calls the mythos. It goes without saying that these peculiar delusions are the price that comes with her exceptional gifts.
Why does Dr. Fuller write psychological reports about Sarah Hawkins?
At first, I presumed that her blood was the key. But I found nothing to explain Mrs. Hawkins' abilities.
The poor souls downstairs are not Fuller's only subjects.
Then James came, irate that Charles was keeping secrets from him. I presume that he will try to break into the basement sooner or later. I am prepared.
Hawkins, Fitzroy, and Fuller. What is the connection between these three?
It is fortunate that I had the presence of mind to set the morgue in the basement. When all the fuss about the Hawkins incident finally comes to an end, I will dispose of her belongings.
In the meantime, they must remain hidden in plain sight.
Keeping her remains hidden in plain sight.
Of course. Sarah Hawkins is the connection. I must go back to the basement.
Is there anything else to investigate in here before I leave?
I should go another way.
I haven't even... Was this a psychiatric wing? I suppose it must be. Let's close the door behind us. Why not? Fine.